I believe the next generation for markets will be tokenization of security.
The ceiling for how big DeFi can get is limited by the assets that are composable in it. And to go higher than that, to go farther than that, we really must, as an ecosystem, get really good at bringing assets from off-chain on-chain.
Actually got Robert, the crypto connoisseur and czar of Superstate.
When you start to involve more complex assets like security tokens that have different properties, like who can own them, how do shares change, different unique properties of it, there are no standards yet. We are in the very, very, very preliminary stages of all of the wealth in the world changing where it lives. And it's not going to happen quickly, but as it does, it's going to create an entire new generation of winners.
Join Robert Leshner at Accelerate 2025 to discover his vision for DeFi and the tokenized finance revolution.
Boom. Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome to SMS Live. This is the Market Watch. We're going to take a look at the charts, peep the plays, and see what's moving in crypto. All vibes and value, no fluff, no bullshit. We're going to take a look at the plays that I've been looking at over the weekend. If you guys have been paying attention, pulling up to the streams, I've been talking to you about seeing the price action, seeing the recovery, seeing the reversal, and the trend was playing out. If you were longing Sol at 120 when I was saying, like, look, man, this looks really bullish, you'd be in a good position. Even I guess Bitcoin is kind of moving the same way in that aspect. But let's take a look at all the charts and see what we got. But again, tune in, guys, because I'm not giving you financial advice. I'm just looking at what I see and trying to give you, some opportunity in the market. So let's pull up Bitcoin real quick. We hit 87. We're just passed over 87K again. And we'll see what we got. All right. This pulls up here. Let me switch this out. There's a 5-day will be plenty. That looks fucking beautiful, right? Nice breakout, nice consolidation right there. Maybe I gotta look at it 3 months to see, like, actually. Okay, that's better. All right, so we had this right here. I was kind of pointing this out. These points of resistance, support. We were kind of going over that before, showing you guys, anybody that doesn't know how to read a chart. If you took a straight line and you draw it through the center of everything and it's bouncing up and below there, that's your strongest point with all of those different price actions. Like right here, that's 84. We've had so many points where it rejected, couple points where it bounced and then rejected even further, even higher. So right now we're going to have to break through this little threshold right here where this almost did that breakout and it got, rejected, came back down all the way back down here. But we have our W, came back. We had that strong push, sold off, came back, cup and handle situation, if you want to look at it that way. But it recovered, it filled the gap, and it came back up. There's a handle, so now we've just been consolidating after that. When you look further out on these charts, you can start to see previous marks or previous points where it broke out, and you start to line them up, and it's pretty obvious, where the market seems to be going. So let's take a look at a little bit further out at 3 months. And this shit's moving. We might be able to see it. Pretty nice action tonight. Pretty nice movement tonight. All right. So this is the point where I was talking about here. This is all the way back in 2020. 4 now, last year. Maybe I got to do the 6 months to give you that last breakout. Fucking shrink this MACD down a little bit. There you go. All right. So this is what I was looking for right here. This is where we made that big movement, and it came back up here. You can see all the way back. What day was this? This is June last summer, where we were at 70K. It rejected, came back up, almost hit it again, rejected, came back all the way down here. But it's been a nice slow climb all the way up to the all-time high. That was close to 110K or so. And from that point, it's been trying to hold that, and we rejected, and it's been a sell-off since then. That was, what was this? January. So right after, big old fucking Trump got in there, all of this happened. But with that being said, that's why a lot of us seem to think that maybe this was done on purpose to get better price action, better entries, and all of that kind of stuff. So if you look at this right here back in November 2024, we had the breakout. We came up here. This came back down, and it retested that area, and we double bottomed right here. Anytime you see a double bottom, typically you're going to see a move to the upside. You're going to see a bullish movement with the price action, just plain and simple. When it comes down to that, and we had it. We had that move right here. But like I said, if we can't break through these thresholds right here, these barriers of resistance, we're probably going to continue to consolidate. But things look good. Things are kind of shaping up in a trend right there. It's not showing any weakness. Your MACD is on the 2 hours, so it's not exactly if you're doing scalps, trades, or whatever. If you're doing long term, you can see right here consolidation with this. It's not going too much lower. It's just holding. Buyers are coming in. You're remaining at 50 on the RSI. What that means is under 30 is oversold, over 70 is overbought. When you're at this range right here, this is pretty good because people are starting to see that, hey, things are heating up. We're gonna see where this goes. This all could come crashing down tomorrow. A lot of times on the weekends you see flip flops of this, but with everything being said, I still think we're bullish. That breakout right there, I would like to see is kind of consolidate and staircase up here, kind of like these patterns right here. You don't want a straight line because they come down pretty quickly. So that's what I'm saying. Like this could come right back down, but we're at 87,249 right now, so things do look good with that. I'm pretty bullish on Bitcoin overall, and I mean, I was saying before, maybe a 2 to 3x from here. So that's going to get you to 16 or 24K or $240,000. Like that's the 3x potential, maybe. I don't know. All of that is speculative, but if you look at the charts on a longer time frame, you can kind of see what I saw before, and everybody else in the fucking world too. It's not like you guys can't see this yourself, but if you zoom all the way out, you look at the 2021, 22, this area right here where we're at now. I'll kind of explain what I'm seeing and why I think we still have 1 to 2x on Bitcoin itself. All right, so all the way back here, 2017, we made our high, and you didn't see that again until 2020. So a nice 3-year bear market, kind of low right there. But that gave us a point of breakout right there. Pretty much matches up with these lines over here. I mean, you can take this and show yourself. Doesn't have to be exact. You just kind of got to see where you're at. If you're putting your plays in, I would be a little bit more exact, but you get the idea. It's kind of maintaining this area for support. Broke out, support, broke out. And that's what we like to see. That shows you that this is historically going to kind of hold this up here. Historically, it's been support. Historically, it's been support. We're way out of that threshold unless the world comes to an end. Might have to see some shit going on there. But anyway, what I'm talking about here is you see a double top damn near up here, and that usually signifies coming down. When you see the double bottoms, you kind of got it going on right there. Even the triple bottom kind of shot up right there. But that's what you want to pay attention for, is those kind of marks for, price action to go up, down. Learn your patterns. They give you an indicator. But again, these are just indicators. They don't mean it's actually going to happen exactly like that, but it tends to happen. We all see the same thing. We're all putting our money in the same hole. We're all doing the same thing. Some people are going long, some people are going short. The point is, we're all looking at the same data, and it doesn't change unless there's manipulation. But that's why we have blockchain technology where it's transparent. There still might be manipulation and fuckery going on, but that's going to happen regardless of what market you're in, what kind of trade you're in. It doesn't matter if it's crypto, cash, fucking anything. Somebody's going to find some way to exploit you a little bit. But anyway, let me get rid of this one because now you see what I'm talking about with that support. Now, if we go back to last cycle, we had this big run up, came back down here, or came back up, retested, rejected. You might have had a little bit of a breakout up there, but it rejected all the way back down here. But around here is that 70, 68, whatever, 68, 69, almost 70K. So that's right here where we're at here. This is the strongest point of support. If we would have came back down here, we would have wanted to see this bounce and continue up this way. But since we were able to catch it right here, 74K, just about damn near right there, 75, almost the exact same points. We did get that bounce. So now that we see Bitcoin moving this way, if we can continue and fill this gap up to the 94K, 90K, I mean, this is going to be a first test, like I said here. And then we're going to start reaching these points of resistance down here on the bottom. Let me show you a line real quick. Fix this a little bit. Like I said, these things don't got to be perfect when you're just showing an example. This is just to give you an idea. Do your own research, get an accountant, whatever, or pay somebody to trade for you. But you see this breakout, you see where it bounced, and then it rejected right down here. All right, so we went all the way through here. We're going to have to get all the way back up to this one. Like I said, around 90K or so. Once we break through there, we're going to be able to bounce on that line, hopefully setting a new highs and moving the market. Now, when Bitcoin starts to move that way, we got to start taking a look at our alts. Maybe this is the point where alts are going to take off. I was talking about this before, that I kind of think that this is the second leg of the bull run. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm right. I don't know. But it does look like it's kind of shaping up to go that route. Let's take a look at Solana real quick and see where we're at here. Again, we got a nice W. We reversed right here. We found this point of support and resistance. Where was it at? Right here. So look at this breakout right here. That's kind of where we're at right now, right? Bounced up all the way through here to get all the way up to that 300 mark or whatever the fuck it was. Close to 300, right? 290 something. And then sold all the way off. You see the same thing happening with Bitcoin at these points. That, you know, you guys know that Bitcoin moves everything. Bitcoin goes up, you're going to see everything else, you know, essentially move up. The fear and greed index is going to be a good indicator of where the markets are going to go. The news release, all of that other stuff going on. The easing with the tariffs is probably going to, you know, result in a positive market. The market's been quiet for 3 days. You're going to see some activity in there. So we could see a huge eruption coming in after Easter. That could be, you know, the historical. Remember Easter 2025, where things just shot the fuck up and did not stop going, because we're almost at 142 with Solana. We're almost at higher highs. I mean, everything's moving up right now. But if you get close on here, when I was talking to you guys about this right here, we had a little bit of price action. Let me go closer to the month, because I want to show you where I was looking at this and I said, you know what, this might be a good opportunity for anybody to long Solana at this point, just because the chart's kind of setting up this way. We had this pullback to, you know, 96, 95 or whatever. We found some stability. We shot back up. We reversed. We set a new trend. Higher lows, higher highs, working our way all the way up here. This is where you see a reversal. And you chart it. You got a W, cup handle, filled the gap. All of these things are beautiful to see this squeeze coming up to the top. And again, you see how you had a little bit of trouble right here to break through, and it came back down. Well, that's where we had a retest, came up, retested right there, and then we got that bounce. So now we're into this level. These things move in levels like this. People just kind of, I don't know, remember that or do what you need to do with that. Study them that way. But when you see a nice trend that way, that's why I was saying around here, because I was doing a lot of, what's it called? When it was right about, is this the 9th? Yeah, the 9th is when I was doing a lot of trading. I was hitting a bunch of 100x on 99x leverage, or 100% on 99x leverage and shit like that, having a lot of fun with it. But I didn't play much of this leg, kind of sat this out. I consolidated, and it was just choppy. Wasn't sure if it was going to come down here. Wasn't sure if we were going to hold that support, but we did. All right, so I was saying around $120. If it holds here, you might as well be able to, or you might be able to go ahead and long this and get some, you know, some profits from that on some, you know, quick trades. Or if you set it like, I don't know, 10% or 10x leverage, you might be able to run this all the way through, you know, the next leg of the cycle. If this goes up to 200, you're at 10x leverage. You just got to watch the fees on whatever protocol you're using, stuff like that. Do your own research into that. This isn't a DeFi tutorial, but this is a good indicator that we're going to look at some higher levels right here. This is very strong, like support from the 7th all the way to the 22nd. That's almost what, 2 weeks or so, a week and a half. It just up momentum. So I like to see that. And I'm going to take a look at my positions real quick. If you're not using Juke Mobile, I highly suggest taking a look at that. Just because the way that this wallet's set up, like you can look at all of your plays, all of your stuff in one spot. You don't have to, what's it called? You don't have to, go to the different apps and stuff like that. You can just go straight into the wallet and take a look at your portfolio. And let's see where we're at with this perp. Because I did put it at 10x leverage. Right one here. All right, we're up. Nothing too crazy, but we are certainly up. I caught this. I guess I entered. What's my mark price? About 140 something. No. Yeah, 141 ish. I thought it was under that. Either way, we're in the profits. We're doing good. This is going to ride up. I'm hoping that we break through here and we can get to the top. I am going to set a trailing stop loss on this, but I still think that we're going to be headed to the 150 area. Just got a good feeling the way the market's looking. Like I said, this could all reverse. That's why you want to put in your trailing stop losses and all those kind of indicators like that. Yeah, next week it is. What's up, Dexro? He knows what's good. This is a Mad Lad from what's it called? From Mad Avenue, or the Lad Avenue, whatever the fuck it was. When I had a Mad Lad, I met a bunch of cool motherfuckers on there that I learned a lot from those dudes. Those dudes really get it in when it comes to community. You ever get yourself into the Mad Lads group, definitely check them out. I highly recommend it. If you got the funds for it, check them out, man. That's one of those communities or those PFPs where it's like, or just NFT collections where it's worth getting into it because of not the airdrops, not the, you're going to buy and sell. For me, it was complete trade, but I stuck in there for almost a year, which gave me a lot of experience and opportunities to collect on that. But I did sell at the top on that one. And, that was a good move for me. But unfortunately, I wanted to keep a lad. It's just, you got to figure out, do you want the picture? Do you want the funds? And, come back in. There's always going to be a chance to get back in. You just got to get the money to get in there. But like I said, for me, it was more than worth it to, spend that money and hold on to them and ride with that community. But yeah, I agree with you, Dex. I definitely think that we are going to be moving up. A lot of good shit going on. So there's Solana. Let's take a look at Ethereum. Def not the airdrop. Yeah, seriously. Well, there were a couple good airdrops that we got with that. But overall, I think the value was being in that group and making friends. Like, we're still here. We're still doing the thing. Yeah, I sold it when it was at 22K. I always had a price tag, and I talked to the founder from Meerkats, Timon. We were talking about shit just in a side chat one time, and he was like, the Meerkats were at 20 grand one time. Like, if you ever get something that you buy for $1,000 and it's 20 grand, you need to sell that and take the profits. And some people have opinions about it, but you can't be tribal when it comes to this stuff, guys. All of this is an investment, and ETH is starting showing strength. That's exactly why we're taking a look at this one, because it looks like it wants to get to 2,000. That's kind of what we're looking at here. This is doing the same thing. It had that same little, sell-off situation, and it's been higher lows, kind of chopping right here, but we had that pump. You zoom in a little bit more, you can see what I'm seeing right here. The sell-off, a little bit of W, cup and handle, did not do the same thing as Solana and the rest of them did. Exactly. But slowly but surely, I think you're in a good spot. You're at 56 on the RSI. Your MACD, let me refresh this. MACD is showing some strength right there. Not a bad play. Just, 16K for, 1,600 for Ethereum's crazy. But I think that it's due for a bounce. I do think that it gets up to these levels, and we'll see. The dude the founder of Ethereum was talking about doing some shit with the EVM side to make things cheaper and faster. So we'll see what happens. But 2,000 seems pretty doable with this chart. And there's not a lot of resistance except for this right there. That's the point right there that I'm looking at, 17, 18 or so. Once you get past that, you should be able to move your way up to that 2,000 mark pretty easily. It's not too much. It's just kind of choppy here. So keep your eyes on Ethereum. See what happens there. Also render showing it same strength. Have you seen that? Nah, I haven't, but I've seen it on the timeline. We'll take a look at it. Oh yeah, that's pretty good right there. I'm not gonna lie. That's a nice bounce. Good call out on that one, Dex. You know, the other thing with all of these altcoins kind of moving up, I do think you're gonna see a huge pump in a lot of these meme coins. I don't think it's gonna be a bunch of, what's up, baby girl? I don't think it's gonna be a lot of like new random ones. I think you're gonna get some new ones, but I think the OG one, not OGs, but like the ones that were running the last leg that were doing well, like Fog. I think that one pops back up. We're gonna take a look at all the meme coins and stuff like that. I'm just kind of seeing what this looks like. Yeah, $4.65 here. Bouncing up from the 250-ish, 250 there. That's pretty nice. Nice movement. Yeah, the support came back down, bounced off of there. Nice W. Fill the gap. Breaking out of there. So, what was the high with this? What do you want? Yeah, that looks good. Definitely something to keep your eyes on. Shout out to Dex for calling that one out there. If you guys got other coins you want me to take a look at, feel free to suggest them. Let's take a look. There's another one that I've been kind of bullish on was Bonk. What the hell did I do? I mean, I've always been bullish on Bonk, but I started buying this one a little aggressively. Visualize a pump to lower high on all time. You see it make a yeah. You guys need to follow Dex. If he's dropping alpha like this, you probably see it on the timeline too. Just saying. Just saying. All right. So I've been looking at this one since I saw that insane run up last year. It's kind of crazy the way it performed. Let's do 1 year. This right here. From here all the way down here. That's an insane sell-off. So I've been buying this in this leg right here. Also, Fartcoin, I think that one's going to do well. Let me get to Fartcoin right after this one. But the reason I was looking at this is I zoomed out all the way to the beginning. And if you guys are watching, I showed you the chart from 2022 and into 23, where it first went up and then it was just flat all the way across until basically right here. You had this opportunity and it gave you another one, and here's the next one. All of these run-ups right here are just more people seeing that this is like the original Solana meme coin. It's one of the, the biggest coins out there. This is one that's probably not going to fail, beans that they grinded through that whole entire bear market and continued to, deliver. Most of us sold our bags because we weren't really doing anything, didn't know that this was going to happen. However, accumulating now is probably a good idea. I mean, you don't have anywhere else where you had these price points. You never had a sale like this, previous to this point right here. Or after this point right here, this is the first time you had this entry. And look at the W form right here. Look at the charts forming. Look at the MACD. Look at the RSI. Everything is telling you that this wants to start coming back up here. So what I've been doing is grabbing my bonk. I've been staking it for the year. It gives you 3.2x on that. I just keep adding to it. I am going to put another bag just on the side, just to, do some spot trading. I know there are protocols and stuff like that you're able to fucking long and shit, which might be an opportunity right here, like right here. Like you're at this point where there's it's sold off and it bounced. Didn't see it again until right here where it did not hold that. And now we're fighting through that. If we get through that, I'm telling you, you're going to see some good numbers with this. The charts are looking good. Maybe it doesn't go right away, but just keep your eye on bonk at this level and, come back. We'll talk more when it gets here. A couple coins around this time last year did the same damn thing. So look at the date right here, March 2025. Look at the date right here where this breakout was. Pretty damn close to, oh no, not March 2025. That was March 10th, right? Monday, March 10th, 2025. Right here. Look at where these numbers are. We're at the breakout. They're pretty damn close year after year, which is kind of wild. Let me see if it shows you better here. So right in March, this thing took off. We're almost at the same point, a little bit past, but it's interesting to see where these have revisited these local lows and the consolidation. Man, I don't know. I like what I see here. Trying to give you the alpha and give you the opportunity to get a leg up on there. So let's take a look at Fartcoin real quick. This is brought up to me a couple different times, and somebody was like, Fartcoin doesn't even or has a bigger market cap than. Why do I keep doing that? Than Say, and I'm like, yeah, but Trump's not buying Fartcoin. There's a lot of different things going on. Fartcoin's a meme coin. It might not be here at the end of this run. Guarantee you Say will be. So just keep that in consideration when you're looking at coins like this. And somebody tries to say, oh, it's a stupid coin to get into. Well, maybe, but this looks fucking good. Cup handle came back up, retested. I think people like the coin. This could be the next sender. This could be the one that you guys fade. This really could be a good coin right here. There's a lot of interest in this coin. So let's take a look at this. But yeah, guys, if you're not following the homie right here, it's Dextro. You'll see his PFP. Give him a follow. He's a G. Damn, dude, this is a good coin. Good call out on here. So I did consider getting in this area, but I wasn't really playing with meme coins. I was buying bonk around this time. I just letting it go. This could be a nice setup to get yourself back in here. Just be very careful with these kind of coins because, again, they're meme coins and they don't have the same kind of fundamentals and technicals that the other ones do. They just have interest of people that want to get money. But we'll look at another coin that's very similar. It was the Tit coin. Tit coin. Is this it? No, they don't have much chart here, but yeah, this thing came down. Let me take a look at Bird Eye so we can look at this line of coins. And then I guess we'll go to Dex and we can look at some Say meme coins as well. Say meme coins have very little liquidity. Probably put $100 in there. And if it works out, you're going to be pretty damn happy on those plays. So again, not financial advice, but definitely worth taking a look into some of these plays that are down significant. Popcat, that's another one I've been looking at. So Juice making a move, Popcat's making a move. We're seeing green all over the market right here. We're getting a rebound, guys. I'm with Trump, Popcat. All these are trending. Bonk's trending. Housecoin is better than Bitcoin. I didn't even look at Housecoin. I'm putting a note for that, Dex. Thank you. What might have been Housecoin. All right, so I want to take a look at Popcat because this is the one that I was starting. What's up, girl? You just want attention? Come on. Come on. The reason I even looked at this was Jaylene, the Playmate chick. She was talking about this one, and she was buying pretty heavily. So I was watching it, and I see what she's talking about. I see the same thing. Nice W right there. Nice consolidation on the chart. Nice jump up right here. Let's zoom out a bit. Most of these coins, and these are like what I was talking about, like not the OG ones, but like, the coins that did something significant in the last leg. And this is why I think that we're in, what did I say? Inning like 3. I don't think we're much past that. I think we're in a really, really good spot as far as the market and the bull runs and stuff go. Give me 1 second. All right. Back at it like a crack addict. Okay. So you see what I see, right? Fucking sell off, consolidation. It's still around. It's still pretty significant coin. 257 million on the market cap right here. Where is the holders? 131 wallets got this in there. Look at this run up. Look at this consolidation. Look at these points. This is entry point. So again, this is something I'm going to be keeping my eyes on to get into. This would be something that you might want to use Jupiter for the dollar cost average situation and get yourself in there, because these points are looking really good where they're starting to find, support and bouncing and starting to consolidate these marks. It could just be a fucking one day all of these things could send. So not financial advice, definitely something to keep on your radar. Hopefully this will stay in my watch list so I can keep that. Yeah, I don't want to fucking sign it. Unless Bird Eye is going to do a coin, then I'm happy about that. So anyway, Popcat, look at the charts. You're going to see the same thing in a lot of these because these coins are kind of doing very similar movements. All right, and then here's the other ones. Ponky. I really like this one. The community, the people, everything about it, the memes. They had like the most engagements across all social media platforms at one point. Absolutely killing it. They got 47.66 million on the market cap right here. We have 76,000 wallets with at least one Ponky or a piece of Ponky in there. The holder count doesn't mean they're people. It could be, one guy with 72 wallets and another guy with, the remainder. But if we reset the chart, we can take a better look at this overall. Let me kick you back to the 4 hours. All right, see what I'm saying? All the way the fuck down here from the highs. I remember when this thing came back down here to the 20-cent range, I was like, damn, you're never going to get an opportunity like this again. And, well, you did, but not before this. Before that, this was the last run up. You see what I'm saying? Very similar run up to Popcat. If you see what's going on here, guys, just the proof's in the pudding. Look how this had these little surges. Accumulation, boom, broke out. Where did it break out? Right the fuck where it's at right now. So some of these people have either sold or holding, whatever the case is, but it gave you another offering. It gave you an opportunity to get in. I don't care what chain you're on. If you're looking to make money in this market, a lot of these coins are starting to show opportunity. All right, let's take a look. What's up, Steve the Canadian? Oh, hey. How you doing, big dog? Got any coins you want to take a look at? All right, next on the list is FWOG. All right, so you can get into all the coins. You can trade if you want to. One thing I think was the biggest mistake I had was I spread myself too thin with a lot of these different coins, hoping to catch all of the momentum and the runs. I didn't catch all of them. I would sell out of one to jump into another one, and you know what I mean. You're just stupid trading because we got into this a very gambling esque mentality. But look at this fucking chart. If you like fart coin, you gotta like FWOG, because these charts are giving you a lot of the same kind of setups, dude. I like this. Oh no, I need a 4 hour. Okay, perfect. See what I'm saying, guys? All of these coins, if they're dead, they're dead. You might shit the bed on that. But if these got the communities that I believe that they got the power that I believe that they have. For instance, 36.13 million market cap. You got 80,000 fucking wallets with this in there. It's consolidating at the same point where it was breaking out before. You're at a good point of entry right here. I mean, there was literally no chance to get in here after it took off. Here, you could have almost caught a little bit, but that would have been very sketchy. But again, you zoom out on this one. If FWOG is something that's going to go multi-cycle, it's something to take into consideration. Let me see if I can find. Fuck it. Like all of these newer ones, be very careful with them. I'm sure you're going to get some pumps with these. I'm sure you're going to have opportunity along here. I round tripped Millie here. Oh man. FWOG. Oh god. Dang. That happens, Dex. But the fact that you ran it one time, you'll probably be able to get it again, big dog. But yeah, that's a hell of a play to round trip. I haven't round tripped that much, but dang. But this setup, man, I don't know. We'll see what happens with these, but I just kind of got a feeling there's enough people in this coin that it has a lot of opportunity to, you know, rebound. So where I used to have a list of other coins. Let me see if I can find that real quick. Oh, I see House Coin. That thing's doing pretty good. What's another one? Let's take a look at Chonky. I don't know what's going on with that. I haven't seen anybody talking about that one either. Just kind of curious. Chonky's got 773,000 on the market cap right there. So this one is under a million. You got 22,000 wallets with some Chonky in there. I'm sure this is going to give you a nice offering here. Dude, this fucking Solana chart looks so bullish right now. It's insane. Yeah, I really do think that you're going to get some nice movements this week. So if you guys are looking for plays, I would get into the trenches. I would get into, you know, plays that you missed out on last time, because I think all of these are going to give you some nice entries. Not all of them are going to recover the same way. You got to look at the ones that have the good fundamentals, the good technicals, the good communities that have survived this long. You know, the ones that have really, really shit the bed. Maybe they make another pop. But that's where we start to get to the gambling aspect. That's where we start to get in that really dangerous area where you're not really being smart with your trades. You're just gambling. You can find plays and just start to accumulate. But like I said, I definitely went too thin with all of my shit. I was all over the board with them. You know, yeah, this thing sold the fuck off. I don't know if this has the steam to come back. It's not showing any strength. There's nothing really, really beneficial on this look right here, just like over the zoom out. But unless you believe in it and you think it has opportunity, it's at the same point of breakout that it was at before. But look how far this came down. This is going to be one of those coins I think, you know, gets ran up with probably with like the KOLs and shit like that, and then sold off. I mean, it just looks like it just pumped and dumped over and over and over until, you know, everybody was out. You got to be careful with these coins. That's why I said I don't know too much about this. I haven't heard anybody talking about it. But if you look this up on the timeline and you look at all of the KOLs, the people that you know praise this coin so much, you got to wonder where they're at now. How come they're not talking about it? But it did have this point right here. When I see the same exact points like here, and here over this long spread of time, it makes me think that this is definitely like got some kind of backdoor caballing shit going on where people know, all right, we're going to pump this up here. When we get this, we're going to take profits. It just looks too structured like that. I could be completely wrong. But like Nub and those other coins that are very similar, it came out around the same time. I got a theory that being in certain chats, seeing how people act, seeing how people were telling you to get in certain plays and stuff like that, that a lot of shady business was going on. And fair play, because that's just the game we're in, and that's the world we live in. So it is what it is. You can like it, you can love it, you can hate it, but you got to play to win. All right, I'm not going to go into too many other coins just because really don't want to. And I've been here for about 45 minutes. I wasn't going to go too long, but let me take a look at Pengu. Because I think that Pengu is a coin that's being kind of slept on. I like it. I like Pengu. I just think that they're going to do a lot of cool shit. I got little penguins over here. I went to the thing in Denver, and I had a great time. So that's not the reason I'd be buying. I just like what they're doing overall as Pengu and their whole entire ecosystem. So they have 457.92 million on the market cap. We've got 499.79 wallets with Pengu in there. But you can see how this thing performed. You got an airdrop and everybody sold the fuck out of it. But that's the way the market was going. If you believe in Pengu, you believe in, Pudgy Penguins, I don't got to spell it out for you. You're at the bottom right here. On this chart, you're at the bottom of this chart. It's 458 million on the market cap, 5 million liquidity. Yeah, it could go down, but who knows? This just looks too appealing. I don't know. I'm keeping my eyes on it and trying to make a decision where I want to go with it. It's something I'm watching because I don't want to miss the opportunity on this one. Just a lot going on with this one. So, chart sucks. Can't really look at it too well. This fucking sell off. All right. I guess we'll take a look at house real quick. When are they going to add SEI on here so we can look at SEI coins? Probably when the market caps go up. All right, so let's load up house coin and see what we got. I think this is up like 70% in the day or something like that. Yeah, 71% in the day. You got 11 million market cap here, 7,000 holders. So if this is anything like, those other coins, this should do some numbers. It is at 11 million. The funny thing about 11 million, like the 10 million mark seemed to be the previous, let's see, let me go to market cap, where people would be buying, selling, exiting, entering positions, because at first it was 1 million. Now we're at 10 million and, so on and so forth. So 10 million right there. That's where it kind of topped out. That's what I'm saying. People kind of sold off at this point and then bought back in, found that support, got a W, broke through there, ran up, double top, came back down, found support right here where it bottomed before, where you had a little bit of struggle, and it broke out here, bottom there, and here's your resistance right around this level, right below this, right under here, right in this area is going to be important. But again, this looks like something where you might be able to ride this one up. If this is at 11 million now, who knows? Maybe house coin gets to fucking 100 million. What's it going to look like there? That'd be insane. So you zoom out on these, you start to see the same structures of those bigger coins with the bigger market caps, and you're like, why the fuck didn't I get in here? Because you're scared. Scared money don't make the money. So I don't know, Dex. I might throw something in this one. Maybe see if it comes back down here to the 9 million, but I don't know. This looks pretty juicy with the market, with everything going the way it's going. See if I can put the indicators on here. So look at RSI. Fucking, you gotta log in for all this gay shit. Whatever. It looks good. It looks bullish. We can break through this. You only have a little bit of area to break through here of resistance and fucking, yeah, this looks fucking good. Good call, Dex. Look, I'm just going to set my notifications on for Dex if they're not already on. I know I see him come up on the timeline, but brother, these are two good coins to pass up. So, Oh, they're still on. Perfect. Frog up next. Goddamn right. All right, so if I had to pick my favorite coins out of this, I'm going to put House Coin on there. Popcat, Ponky, Flog. I like all them. Pengu was on there. So I'm just going to stop there. Not even going to look at anything else because those are plenty fucking coins to put your funds in. That's 5 different coins. So if you had whatever, I would put your first initial buy on all of them pretty much at the same point right now and then move forward, or use Jupiter for the dollar cost average. Great call out on this one though, Dex. Definitely going to keep my eyes on this. Yeah, guys, House Coin, Pengu, Popcat, Ponky, Flog, All great coins to take a look at. All of them are showing signs that they want to recover. I'm sure that there's 20,000 other fucking coins, but that's not my point of this. I'm looking at the stuff that I'm familiar with, that I've seen, that I've watched for almost a year now. So it would make sense to, follow that trend. But shout out to the Mad Lads. They minted 2 years ago today. So the Mad Lads are 2 years old. Shout out to that community. They've been holding it down. I think they were holding down Solana for a little while when we were in that bear market. So that was cool to see and be part of. But it's cool to see how all of these projects, companies, rise and fall, and some of them continue to build. Like they got the backpack exchange, I guess, now with futures and all of that. They're doing pretty damn good. Hit some numbers on there. I saw Armani posting about that. So maybe we'll go take a look at some meme or NFTs. Why not? But those are all the meme coins I'm going to take a look at today. If you guys want me to take a look at other ones, just send me a DM or send me a message on the timeline, and we can absolutely take a look at them. So, all right, these are Solana meme coins. We're just going to look at the top 10. We got SMB Gen 2 at 22.35 Solana. Let's see what that is in USDC. Does that have that up here right now? No, I guess I got to click on the other thing for it, right? Oh, no, there it is. So $3,000 gets you an I gotta do that. Get me out of here. All right, Rogues are 123. All right, dude. Famous Fox 457. Now, just to see what they are, I was curious to see what the dollar amount was. For Organas, you got Mad Lads, Famous Fox, Clanos would be a good bet. I think they're gonna do something kind of cool. I don't know what these are. Let's go take a look. This might be the leg where you see the NFT fucking boom come back. I'm going to keep my eyes on this now because it's kind of got me a little curious on that end. What the fuck are these things? Senior Manzano? Senior Manzano is nothing more than a collectible in Solana, clearly to reward the God hates NFTs and Sir Peter's community has shown unwavering support for so many years. Okay. Well, that's what those are. Get some activity. They're down a little bit. We got Transdimensional Fox Federation. This is one of my favorite collections, the pixelated ones. Definitely a pickup if you want to just collect something. I don't know what DeFi dungeons are. I don't know what the 100x gems are. I never looked into these ones. But we can take a look, see what they look like. This would be a good time to bring back DGen mints. Pretty cool art. All of it looks relatively the same. I mean, aside from a different people, but I mean, I would like the backgrounds to be a little bit less active. Like this shit's too much. I like this one. Nice and clean. That one's clean. That one's all right. I wish his face was a little bit darker, but you see what I'm saying? Like I don't know the contrast. That one's good. There's a few here and there. Oh, that one's really good. That's dope. I guess that's why it's 250 soul. You can buy that or a date with Jaylene. Choose your fancy. So not bad. I don't know anything about them. You can do your research. 100x gem or 1000x gem, 1000x gem group. Okay. Whatever that is. I don't know. You guys can take a look if you need to, if you want to. I'm not too worried about it. D-Gods just picked up. They're back up. Are they going to make a run back up now? Insane. Funny thing is they categorize them as a meme NFT now, which is kind of funny. All right, let's take a look at say NFTs. When I was looking at these the other day and everybody say NFTs were back, I was like, really? You think these? Oh, look, number one is the Drill Club, baby. Let's go. 631 say in volume. That's not much. That's like $100. So this is the reality of say NFTs. You could be a whale if you'd like to. Or if you have small funds, this is a good entry of NFTs and Web3, blockchain, whatever. These are good ones to get into. Patrol Club, I got one of them. This is a great community to be in. Shout out to them. They're powering, these live streams. Shout out to Dippo helping me get this all set up. Really appreciate that. So definitely going to shout you guys out and give you some love. We got Saiyans, Cappies. I love that collection. Love that community. Farmers, that's Silo Staking's NFT. There's a way to fucking, you're supposed to stake these, and I don't have mine staked. So I'm gonna do that. Stake farmer. 10:30. 4 more minutes. We'll get out of here. All right. So these are the NFTs there. I like them. I like them a lot. I think they're pretty dope looking. But I have to figure out what I got to go do to get this fucking thing staked. Okay. Don't know how. Wait. You can mint NFTs on Magic Eden through Stay? Oh. So I can mint an NFT on all of these? Why did I not know this? Ooh, Woo Dogs. Woo Dogs. That'd be good. The Woo Dogs. How does this work? This is kind of cool. No fucking way. That's interesting, guys. Oh, there we go. I always forget that you can get to your iPhone through these things. All right, I'm just going to try something. I'm not saying that this is going to work. I'm going to go all the way through it. But if I'm able to mint fucking NFTs straight through this, I'm going to be doing more one-on-ones, and hopefully we could raffle them off to you guys. That'd be kind of sick. Probably going to break my computer. Let's go list. Let's organize. View by date. I don't know where I put that little drawing. All right, let me do something. Oh. That's pretty cool. I didn't know I could do it like this. Next supply. Let's do 1. And price. Let's do 100 stay. Guess I'll do this another time. All right. Well, I didn't know you could just do it straight through there. But now that we know that, we're gonna have to take a look at the underdogs to start pushing this this little collection. So if you don't know what the underdogs are, let me go ahead and show you that real quick. It's a one-on-one collection that I'm making. I don't have a set limit to this, collection, but I can show you what they are. These are the wonder dogs, the Web3 underdogs. We got. I made these just as a PFP collection. This is the one I've changed the background a couple different times. Let's see. So I've done this one-on-one. This is actually Trey's dog. I don't think he's ever posted it or rocked it, but let's see. I think there's a picture of his dog. Yeah. So this is it right here. I made it match the ears a little bit and little spots, and try to match it as much as I could. We did the Trump one right here. Put the hair on him. Different styles of the dogs, different backgrounds and stuff like that. So these are commissions. If you want one, you just hit me up and I'll give you the price. I've been asking $100 USDC, any whatever crypto, but $100 worth of that. Now, if I was to get any payout from whatever blockchain or whatever I'm using, the underdogs are going to get, allocations from whatever I get. So if I was to get the $1,000 from the Say More campaign, I was going to take half of that and divide that up against the underdogs. Right now, there's literally one underdog. Or I guess 2. I have no idea what they're doing, but Jersey Bronco, he's the other one down here. This guy, he had a D-God that you guys can see down here that I modeled it after that, and then just gave him all the traits. Actually took the hat and resized it to make it work. Drew the glasses on there, a chain, the sash and everything, and all those, made it look good. Made it look like the D-God. So if you got something you want me to do a one-on-one, I'll be more than happy to help you out. Hit me up and we can work that out. But yeah, I don't want to lie to anybody and give anybody a different deal unless it's a giveaway or some kind of promotion or something like that. But it's a small collection. It's not meant to be some giant fucking million collection. It's something very unique, and to you get to customize it and ask for it yourself and get anything you want put into it. So that's something you guys are into. Going to be continuing to build out the Web3 underdogs and find different things to do. One of the biggest things that I'd like to do is to, do a lot more IRL stuff and those kind of connections. So let me kind of just read through that because I made a post about it real quick. And after that, we'll get off here and get back to whatever the hell we're doing. Some things I do want to shout out. First off, WOG, visualize it, see it. We have Jupiter, our next gen aggregator, is now live. It's called Juno. It's basically AI on their aggregator. A lot more info on there. You can watch the video, or you can, click that and take a look. They got a space tomorrow, so if you guys want to jump in there and learn a little bit more about it, you can. But Solana DeFi just leveled up with the Jupiter Exchange, introducing Juno, a self-learning, self-healing engine built on top of Jupiter Z and Metis. Those are the aggregators. Learns from every swap, adapts in real time, includes third-party aggregators, Hashflow and DFlow. And if I can get this to come up, ships Metis V1.5 to 4.6x better price execution. Basically, it helps you, get your positions. Jupiter ain't just routing, it's evolving. So shout out to everybody that supported that one. There is a bookmark on there, which is cool. So the other thing is, some of you guys might have heard about this, maybe not. But Say has, launched their nonprofit. It's a big shift for crypto in America. The Say Development Foundation is live with a mission to support builders and grow the ecosystem in the U.S. from funding and dev tools to a new headquarter in New York City and a podcast featuring featuring SEC Commissioner Esther Pierce. This is real world expansion. Still early. Let's build. All right, now the commissioner. This is an old podcast the show was on. I think you can get it on Spotify or Apple or whatever the fuck you get onto. But there's a little bit of video of me talking about that. I guess we could play that real quick. Or just watching this. Sometimes videos don't want to play. Let's try it again. If it doesn't, just go watch it on your own. You'll be fine. Yeah, no, I don't feel like waiting for that. So one thing I did, change up as far as content, as far as how I'm putting things out there. I'm on X, YouTube, Instagram. I changed Instagram to SMS Crypto. I started a brand new one just so it's all going to be, the same content here, but put onto Instagram. Try to hit all 4 of the different platforms as best I can. But this video is on all of them as well. Let's see what else we got. All right, we definitely passed the hour. I didn't want to go past 11:30 or 10:30. So this is the headquarters. This is kind of what I was talking about. The TLDR on this is new U.S. nonprofit, New York City headquarters, the new podcast, dev tools, resources, support, ecosystem maturity with U.S. visibility. I still think you're early to say, here's everything you need to get involved. If you want to get onboarded in a couple clicks, this is where you go. I'm going to be making a video about that so you guys can check it out on my YouTube channel, SMS on YouTube. Make sure you go over there and give me a follow. But like I said, daily content on X, TikTok, and Instagram. I'm really going to be pushing things up to a new standard of putting content out there. But just for you guys that don't know, I'll show you this real quick. So far in 2025, this year has been one thing. It's been about building with a purpose, trying to make impact and create value. I've gone all in with Say Made Simple, showing up daily to break things down, build community, and spotlight what's happening across the Say ecosystem. No fluff, just consistent content and real conversations. Here's the rundown so far with the SMS live streams and daily energy. You're going to get in the mornings. I get up pretty early and I go live around 5:30. So we get a quick market watch, see if there's any kind of headlines, any news that comes out before I get to work. That's about an hour long. Then when I get home from work, we have the Yappy Hour. Weekday afternoons about 4:45. So about 12 hours later, we're going to touch back in and do this. I'm going to try to do this every Monday through Friday, and maybe even on weekends weekdays when the time comes. But right now, it's just going to be a week thing. Then the SMS Yaps. That's a Friday night special where we're going to be talking about Kaito, talking about yapping, talking about rewards, Somnia, Say, Skate, all the different chains that are being talked about and being put onto the pre and post TGE on Kaito. The content I'm going to be putting out, short form videos, alpha breakdowns, kind of like we're doing tonight, alpha breakdowns, talking about, different coins, different things that we see here. Shout out to Dex putting out, house coin on our radar. But again, that's the alpha. We're looking at all of these house coin, Pengu, Popcat, or Popcat, Ponky, and Fwog. Pop-Tart would be a good fucking meme. Probably wouldn't work, but it'd be a good one. It would be a good one. You could do some good art with that, and then like how it burns your mouth when you put it in. Anyway, I'm going to be really pushing to make sure I get that content Monday through Friday, trying to get stuff out there. Tuesdays and Thursdays, going to be trying to drop videos as well on the weekends and anything in between. But I got to structure, like sat down Monday. I'm treating this like a full-time job, and then I got to go to a regular full-time job that I don't like. But hey, that's how we fucking use the vehicle and get where we need to go. But it's not just Say native projects that I'm going to be talking about. But if you're interested, it's Yay Finance, Dragon Swap, and the Drill Club, plus a lot more. It's not just going to be Say, but I'm focusing pretty heavy on Say right now, just because I think there's opportunity to build and grow. And I don't know, I think that's where I'm at. So focus on real world onboarding, IRL events, local meetups coming very soon, prepping Web3 underdogs. I don't know why I put where our community and prepping the Web3 underdogs where art, community, and crypto collide. So the Web3 underdogs, the IRL things. I've been talking about this. I want to do the Philly Say Soul, event. I think that's going to be a hit. I talked with Steve, the tattoo artist. That's supposed to have one here, and he's down with it. There's a lot of really cool things going on in the Philly area, especially around there. They're having parties almost every fucking night. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So we're going to work a little bit towards that, and we'll see where we go. But past that, also going to be trying to get up to New York City so I can meet up with the homies at the Say headquarters. I want to do some interviews. I want to talk with them and see what they got going on, and see what kind of content we can get out of that. Really, really pushing to do better with new content, different types of shit. I don't care if it's the most talked about on X. I'm trying to focus on these other platforms to bring people in and show them where they can get the most up-to-date information, being on X, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook, those kinds of things. They're going to get more people on board. They're going to get people that see this in the news and they see the prices running up. We talked about how people aren't going to get into Bitcoin until it's past $100,000 before. Maybe not us, but I've talked with people about that because it's just a number that for some reason Once it gets past there, it's like, oh, I'm late. You know, why not be early? Like that. If you were to wait and get into any of these coins that potentially could run that we talked about, you're going to say what I just said. You're like, why didn't I get in early? Why'd I wait? So same thing we're doing here. We're trying to find early entries. That's what we call alpha. We're trying to find reasons why with fundamentals, technicals, and all that kind of stuff, trying to make sure that we keep consistent content out here. And also, like, the biggest thing is, somebody asked me, was like, what do you do for, like, what's your job? Boy, what would I tell somebody? And what I tell somebody that's asked me what I do is, I basically, not a crypto advisor, but onboarding people so they can understand what blockchain technology is, how to get involved with, you know, the crypto in general, understanding what tokenizing anything is, what tokens are, just bottom line, just breaking down crypto to the 9-to-5 guys so they can understand how to leverage what they make and live a 6-figure lifestyle. That's the goal. I don't want people to think that they should quit their job and get on X, because then we're just gonna have a fucked up system out there. We need people that are buying and hodling and believing in things and seeing the reasons why. If we can show them everything we've done up to this point, it should be an easy transfer over to getting them in there. Things like Symphony make getting onboarded into Say extremely easy. Phantom Wallet and Jupiter Wallet, those are both really, really easy. So first thing I do to people is say, hey, do you play games? Do you use email? Do you use Instagram? Once they say yeah to that, I was like, oh, you could definitely understand this. You just have to understand certain things. Like, you're your own banker. You're the regulator. You have to make sure that you protect your funds. There's no insurance, all of that kind of things. You have ownership, which creates freedom. And we're not going to get too far into it. I would love to have a conversation more about onboarding with some people, but we'll get there. We'll get there when the time comes. But I want to thank you guys for pulling up. Got one more thing I want you to see, and then we're going to get out of here.
The biggest barrier to crypto adoption has never been the technology, it's been the user experience. Introducing Say Global Wallet, a seamless wallet experience where users can sign in with email, Google, X, or Telegram credentials to access the same wallet across every Say D app. Ecosystem access with the simplicity of familiar login methods. Built by Dynamic specifically for Say to make blockchain technology accessible for everyone.
All right, guys, that's a wrap. We're going to shut this thing down. Shout out to all of you for pulling up. I appreciate every single one of you. You could have been anywhere hanging out, but you stuck around and hung out with me today. So I appreciate that. We're going to see you tomorrow morning, bright and early. And shout out to the Joe Club again, making sure I got all of this shit taken care of, and I could be out here streaming for you guys. If you guys got any requests, if you want to be featured in one of these videos, hit me up. We can work something out. Putting more of them together every single day. at least collecting content so I can keep you guys up to date. But if you got a commercial, you got a project, you got a podcast space, whatever you want to do to advertise on the stream, since I'm so active on here, you're going to get more eyes, you're going to get more people looking at it, and you're going to get more attention focused on there. And I could probably talk about it a little bit too. Like I said, hit me up. Let's work something out and get you guys featured on here. With that being said, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. This is SMS Live, just a market watch. This is 4/20/2025. Shout out to you guys. Be safe. Make sure you take profits along the way. Don't round trip anything.